Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody, and welcome to another round of the Grand Prestige League World Elite Championship. I know we are a tad bit behind schedule, but there was a time change in Europe that I missed, so we are back to starting at the 1 p.m. time, so apologies for that, everybody. So we do have everybody in. We're going to get going here very, very shortly. And B23 should be on his way here soon. So we'll be back to regular action here. It is pretty much back to basics. No sprint this time around. It is pretty much business as usual. 15-minute qualifier followed by 44 laps around Autodromo Monza Internazionale. I actually had those backwards, but you get the idea. It is Monza, the Temple of Speed. One of the most famous tracks in all of Europe. The home of the Tifosi. So this should be a good one here indeed. My name is Patrick Ullman, aka Rekus, and I will be your host and commentator. And B23 has just showed up, so B23, good to see that the time change didn't catch you out as well. How you doing?
Okay, now they should be correct. Hello, everyone. Well, technically, you just showed up.
Yeah, time change. Time changes are a interesting thing, because daylight savings for us here in the States was about 2 or 3 weeks ago. So.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, very confusing stuff with the daylight savings being completely different in various parts of Europe than it is to here in the US. And even in the US, certain states have decided to abolish it, but other states have not. So even within the US, time zones can be quite an issue.
Actually, you know what's interesting, B23, is I think this exact same thing happened to us last season as well. A time change caught both of us out. So it does happen.
Oh yeah, yeah, I do remember that.
It happened to us last season too. It does happen, so do apologize for that, everybody.
Hey, you still made it on time though, so.
By the skin of my teeth. But
indeed.
Yeah, so well, time zones aside, it is time for your favorite track of all time here, B23. It is Monza, the Temple of Speed. And we're going to see who is going to be the king of the temple here tonight.
Yeah, this is a fantastic track. This is another one of those tracks that's a love it or hate it type of a circuit where I've been hearing lots of complaints when I'm talking to other people about how much they hate Monza. But some people, such as myself, just absolutely adore it. There's something about it. Very, very unique circuit as well. Just like in, you'll see in Formula 1 if you guys follow that whenever they go to Monza, they have an aero package specifically designed just for this one circuit, where they run essentially no rear wing at all. So we're gonna expect to see a lot of low downforce packages here as well with these guys.
Exactly that, so it'll be interesting to see who can handle it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but one thing that the drivers will probably enjoy is the fact that the wind is very minimalistic, as we are already going to jump straight into qualifying for round number 5 of the season. And here we go. Qualifying is underway for round 5 here. And it is going to be a fun round indeed. Pretty much 99.9% of drivers are going to run 0-0 wings. They're going to pretty much put no downforce on the car. You don't even really need it. I mean, you can run a Monaco-esque style downforce if you want, but you're going to be at such a disadvantage. Because let's face it, the only corner that I would say that downforce could help you on is Parabolica. Other than that, you're pretty much just on your own. Just straight line speed. Obviously we know turn 1, lap 1, the chicane is going to be a bit of an issue, but in the meantime, let's go to talk about the drivers that we have here on our rostrum tonight. It is starting from the top to the bottom. It is going to be Whiteout, the current championship leader in the Spectre Acura Racing Machine, followed by Nuko, reigning champion in the Toyota, followed by King, Lusion, Viper, aka Adaptive Inc., Yuki, who already got a 1 second penalty in that high caliber racing machine. And then it is Alex jumping in to the Exodus Motorsports machine. Dennis is back in the LFO car for tonight. MayJP also in the high caliber. Whiplash racing for Foxhound Speed Group alongside his teammate, the aforementioned Viper. Rogue racing in the Toyota. And then we have Ducadono, Whiteout, and Tallman rounding out the field here tonight. No F16 this week, unfortunately, so Porsche will be down to 1 driver. And I know Project Zero Porsche actually did try to get LFO Sprint World Tour driver of Anti-Shifty to join in, although it looks like they were unsuccessful in that effort. They had LFO's blessing, but it just didn't pan out. But just taking a look at the rest of the field here, should be a fun one. We could see some real upsets here. If there's going to be any track where an upset is going to be possible, it's going to be here at Monza.
That is definitely right. It is, even though there's so many super long straights and these like long drawn out corners such as Curva Grande, Parabolica. Even despite the straights, it's really, really hard to actually overtake on this track, despite what it may look like. Because unless you're right in the zone where you can do a slipstream overtake on the straight, these corners are just set up really, really well to advantage the defending car. And so that's going to be... And something I'm seeing too on my screen a lot is like a handful of these drivers are missing liveries. I don't know if that's showing up for you as well, but like Illusion, Whiteout, and Rogue have default liveries on my screen.
That's just on your end. I know good. Gran Turismo does like to do that sometimes. I don't know why. When you load into a session, sometimes it doesn't like to load in liveries. And I know we like to give Gran Turismo some hard times about it. But LMU has a bit worse, as championship leader Whiteout has actually spun it in Ascari. So he has spun out in Ascari. He'll rejoin the track. But a bit of an uncharacteristic mistake there from Whiteout, although the wind is blowing perfectly westward. So that you're going to get the tailwind pretty much right smack dab through Ascari. Another spin in Prima Variante, the first chicane. And I'm trying to see who that was. That might have been Ducadono, who has jumped into the LFO machine here. So it'll be interesting to see if these drivers can go ahead and continue to put in some good performances here. Qualifying is going to be